Hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Don Miller. I am a programmer, experienced in Python, HTML, CSS. In this video tutorial today, I'm going to teach you how to create an animated banner. So let's begin. First things first is you're going to want to have brackets. This is pretty much an HTML, CSS code editor that I build in. What you want to do, also, you're going to want to create down here. I just made a folder called YouTube videos, but you should have a separate folder for these projects. You're going to go into that folder. You're going to create another folder called animated banner, and you're going to have CSS, HTML, and images. Okay. So first things first, save. I already created my files, but I'm going to walk you through it. So pretty much you're going to hit new. It's going to give you a new file. So you'll hit new. You're going to go file, you're going to hit save as, you're going to go to wherever you have your new folder that you created. You're going to go in here. The first thing we're going to create is the HTML file. So you're going to say banner.html, and then you're going to save. After you do that, you're going to hit file, you're going to hit new, you're going to hit file, save as, and you're going to create your CSS file. Same process. You're going to go to your folder, your animated banner folder. Do not go into the CSS folder. That's my mistake. You want to go into the HTML folder and put your CSS, because when you don't do it that way, it won't link unless you it just makes it more complicated. It's a good practice to have your files separated, but for this video you don't have to. So banner.css, and the reason why is because this project's so small and simple. Now obviously if you're building a huge project, you're going to want to have your files separated. It's important you put banner.css, and it's important that you put banner.html. If you don't put .html, it's not going to work. And it's also good just to label your files so you're not confused. So the first thing we're going to do, in brackets, you're going to hit the shift button, you're going to hit 1, and then you're going to hit tab. Well, my mistake, I have to open up my HTML folder. File, open, HTML. There we go. So you're going to hit shift, you're going to hit 1 to get the exclamation point, then you're going to hit tab, and that's going to give you your HTML document layout. Next thing we're going to say, we're going to name the title, we're going to call it Animated Website Banner. Animated Website Banner. It's very important, I say this all the time in these videos, you want to save often, especially with this on this code editor. You have to save and then hit the lightning bolt for the live preview to update. If you don't hit the file save, it won't update. So now that we have that set up, we're going to go into the body and we're going to create the heading. Or excuse me, first we're going to create the class, which is division class equals banner. So we are pretty much creating a class for our banner, because we're going to be using a lot of CSS for this banner. Next, you're going to hit H1 tag, and you're going to hit the tab button, and that will give you both the opening and closing tag. And then we're going to say welcome to our website, and then we're going to give the close division tag. Pretty much the division tag is the separation tag, saying this little block of HTML that we're doing this is the section for that, and we're closing that. The opening division tag and the closing division tag, what you put in there, all of that is focused in that one section that we have divided just for this part of the code. So we're going to hit dive /dive. Okay. And that's pretty much it for HTML. Now let's move on to CSS. We're going to go File. We're going to go Open. Once again, this is just a very simple animation I'm showing you, just so you can have an understanding of it. Okay, first things first. Now that we have our CSS file open, we want to go back to our banner.html, and under the title section, we're going to link our CSS file to the HTML. Like I said in other videos, if you don't have the CSS linked to the HTML, it's not going to work. So once we have the link there, we're going to hit banner, or we're going to hit the B, and we're going to click on banner.css. Now the CSS is linked to our HTML. Now we're going to go back to the CSS file, and now we're going to start creating or animating our banner. We're going to hit period, and then we're going to say banner. This is the class. The period signifies that this is a class. We're going to have the width. We're going to have that 100 pixels. Remember, the colon has to be there. It's almost like, the way I look at it, it's like in Python. Like the colon pretty much lets you know that the next line of code or the next code you're writing is going to be linked to the previous line of code. So we're going to do pixels. We're going to do 100%. And then semicolon closes that line of code, saying that this section is done for that part. Then we're going to do height. We're going to do colon, I'm going to say 200 pixels. We're going to say background. We're going to do color. And we will do, let's just do a beige. We're going to close that as well. Next we're going to do is display, colon, I'm going to take text. Next we're going to say align, dash items, and we're going to say center. That's going to line everything up in the center, colon, semicolon. Then we're going to say justify content, and we're going to say center. And then we're going to say animation. We want the animation to be a slide in. So we're going to say slide. Animation. Slide in. We're going to say 2 seconds. So just a little quick explanation. So pretty much what's going to happen is the text we have that says our website is going to slide in horizontally. And it's going to do that for 2 seconds. And then we're going to say infinity, which means it will repeatedly keep doing that until we say otherwise. Infinite. Okay. Now that block of code is done. Just a quick recap. Anything you put in between the brackets, it's all part of the banner class right here. Now we have the opening banner class, or the opening bracket and the closing bracket. Now that that's done, we're going to move on to the next part. And this part, we're going to call it keyframes. Keyframes, and this is going to be the slide in. Whoops. The opening bracket, closing bracket. Okay. First things first, we're going to say 0%. I'm going to do another opening bracket. So we're going to want to transform, translate text. I'm going to say negative 100%. Semicolon. I'm going to say opacity 0%. Pretty much the opacity is like the blending in. Like, for example, like the best way I can say it is like my hand is solid right now, but if you affect the opacity, it's almost like it gives you like X-ray vision, where it makes it blend more into the screen. You'll see. I'll be able to explain it more once we're done. I'll be able to show you, so you can see the visual with it as well. Okay, now that part's done. Now we're going to move on to the next section, which is we're going to put 50%. And we're going to do another opening bracket. I'm going to say opacity. I'm going to say 1, semicolon. Then that block of code. Now we're going to move on. We're going to say 100%. 100%. Okay, we're going to say transform. Say translate X. I'm going to put 0%. Another closing bracket. And then we're going to say H1. I'm going to say font size 24 pixels. So we're setting the font size for welcome to our website to 24 pixels. Hit semicolon, and then you're going to hit color. And we're pretty much setting the font color. We'll go with, let's go with a dim gray. Why not? And then we have the last ending bracket. Once again, remember, you always have to put that colon to close that block of code out. We're going to hit file, we're going to hit save, and we're going to go back to banner.html. Okay, now there's lightning bolt over here. We're going to click on this. This pretty much allows you to see the live preview of what your website will look like in the browser. And voila, look. Welcome to our website. As you can see, it's moving. Lasts for 2 seconds and it restarts because we used the CSS and we said infinite. We have the font color, which is welcome to our website. We have the font color, or the font size, which is 24 pixels. And we have it in the center of the screen. And remember, we set the division. We set the division tag. So pretty much from here to here at the bottom is the block in which welcome to our website is written. And then we have the color, obviously, with the beige. So congratulations on creating your first animation in HTML CSS. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment, feel free to reach out, and thank you for watching.